Hey there, Pisces. Welcome to my channel, Joy to the World. I am Melissa Joy. I am your reader. And guess what, baby? You are right on time. Does it feel like that? Have you been wondering? Have you been leaning in, hoping, making steps and strides forward towards the change? Not that just the change of who you are, that change of what the existence has been, getting the pen in your hand and writing a new story, a new storyline for yourself, a new vision for yourself, a new faith, a new belief, a new hope. And I love it because success is showing up, and March came in inverted, which means the power of September is when you begin to see the rewards of your success, your dreams that you've been investing in. Maybe even things that you didn't tell anybody about. Oh, he's watching a 6-line lizard down there. Man, those things have the longest tails. What are you doing here? That's pretty interesting. Well, of course, you're doing it different. We got the 4 cups at the bottom, the Nautilus. And here's another. You naughty. Why you being naughty? Okay, we're going to split and dip. Okay, leave it to you to do something different. Apparently, you already have your tea leaves and you don't want any more. So let's get on with this and see what is happening. So the Nautilus, the naughtiness is like the cups of this world, and what they've offered aren't what you were aiming for. Now, if you're someone who's seen Toy Story, it's like when Buzz is falling with style and he's got Woody and they're going at the end and they've made amends, of course. And Woody's like, wait, you're going to miss the moving van. And Buzz is like, I'm not aiming for the moving van. He was aiming for Andy. He was aiming for home. He knew right where he wanted to go. It doesn't matter that he was falling with style. He knew he had enough juice to get to exactly where he wanted to land inside his story. And that's what you're talking about, because this is ancient history. The Nautilus is ancient history, ancient propulsion, where it could seem like you're going backwards, but you know exactly where you're going, because like I told my kids when they were little, you know how moms wear their hair long? In the South, a lot of women wear their hair long, not like up north. And I says, because they got eyes in the back of their head. They wear their hair long so their kids can't see when they're spying on them. They're like, I see what you're doing back there, Johnny. And my kids were like, they did. They're like, ooh, mama, she saw it. And she knew when a kid was sneaking around thinking, I'm talking little, 4, 5, 6 years old at the playground, when that kid thought they were sneaking around their parents. I mean, even if this child was a stranger and then they saw their mom catch them, my boys would be like, she knew, mama, she saw with her eyes in the back of her head. And that's you. When you set your vision, you know the future before it happens. Because whether it's verbal or whether it's visual, you already begin to connect to the sensation, the dynamic that it's creating inside of you, your soul speak. So let's get into a little bit of what that soul speak is. Look at you all mysterious taking it over here, Pisces, but it is your reading. We have the moon and the 7 of swords. So having to move from that moon-mindedness and the chaos that could seem to be there and bringing it into organization, sifting through what is your understanding of who you are, what is your truth of who you are, what is the reality of who you are, and those same 3 with OPP, other people, other people's opinions, other people's problems, other people's personage, whatever else. Sorting and sifting that out, separating yourself out from the world, not so that you'll be separate and closed off, no. So you are in the center and the truth of who you are, and you designate, this is my space, this is my cosmic egg, this is my world, my dreamland. This is what I am concocting and what I am creating with my time, my energy, and my space. I'm not going to fall for that death watch anymore of people setting me up to be like, oh, I dare you to do it, Amber. I dare you to do it, Mike. Meanwhile, they're just going, because they're like, oh, they'll do it. Who cares? And they know it's not going to go well, but they want to see somebody do it. They want to see the consequences of it play out, and you're nobody's fool anymore. Now that you're connected into this, some of you might be Aquarius showing up here, that you move past that karma and you decide to own your mind, to own your life, and to not have to be played anymore or plagued. There was some nosy twat is what they called it, with squinty eyes, like all jealous. They're always in your business, telling what you should and shouldn't do and whatever else. And you're like, that's old news, right? These are the rewards that the world has promised you. This is the truth of knowing who you are. And what is powerful, this is like a whole dynamic device. It holds the cosmos. It holds creationary power. It's like the 5th state of matter, creation, which goes beyond the plasma. It's like Disney saying, your dreams will come true. Anything you desire and dream will come true. But a desire, the caveat with it, is it has to be true. True and authentic to you. And that's why we need to get out of whatever Aquarius was going through of other people trying to be in your business, you being in other people's business, not because you're trying, but it's all tangled, and whatever reasons they ended up there, you have separated yourself out. And now you can just leave that old craptastic thing alone. Because the crazy thing is once this last one is set into place, it's going to turn around and eat you for dinner. And that's when you put on your rabbit feet, the time is now type of feet. Remember, this is your moment for success, even though it seems a little trepidatious, a little fearful, a little dangerous, like you've gotten a little close, like you're about to be bitten once, bitten twice shy, and you're like, oh my God, am I going to make it? Am I crazy? Am I whatever? Friend, this is you, ready to run, ready to rumble, ready to move on from this and get into the delights of this earth, putting your mark on this planet, your fingerprint, your essence, your beauty, your life, your vision. Okay. Well, thank you, Nautilus, for giving that information here. Now over here we have the Five of Cups. It's got that pestilence going on that has held off this ancient society, almost like, well, I hear Atlantis and I hear Rome. So we're just going to leave it like that. And it's a false victory. It's things that were a bunch of promises that just kept stringing you along and choking you out, feeling like, oh my God, how am I going to stretch any further? Maybe it was people who promised you financial help and they didn't show up for it. They just strung you along and kept meeting up to suck off your juicy, divine, delicious energy. And then when it came time to put up or shut up, they shut up and they left. They bailed because they already got everything they needed from you. Fug that. Hashtag fug that. And if you haven't watched it, you might go back and find the fug that reading. Pisces. Y'all understand? I have feelings for y'all and I'm protective about that. And I'm like, flick. I want to flick that thing. I want to squish that grasshopper till he spits green. I'm like, get off of here. That's that thing, because there are two energies on this planet of when we're being overtaken by things beyond Earth. And that's vine and that shell. A vine needs a support and a structure to grow upon in order to look grand and beautiful and go, look at me, look at me, look at me. It's being fed, but meanwhile, you're being suffocated and taken down. And then to throw the pestilence in on top of that and to begin to topple your world and to burden you and to weight you down with accusations and lies and proof that you are a failure. Get ready, friend, because here's your energy session. We doing the drive-through. That's right. Look at you. You aren't one star, friend. You're the whole cosmos. You're the whole constellation, as Sheena Marie says. You're the whole constellation. Look at that. Nothing missing, nothing broken. No more of Job's tears. No more of that punishment, that dissatisfaction, that disillusionment, that disturbance. We dis in the dis. Right on that, right now, right here, today. We're getting it cleared out because I do see that Neptunian fog, that mist, that energy coming in. It's like a gas, like they gas you. Oh, I am angry. I am upset right now because it's very much, I don't know who had relatives that went through it, but it's like that gas chamber. Loading them into the train carts. Being dehumanized. Our humanity is one of the most beautiful parts about us, friend. That's why it's called humankind. You are kind, my friend. And I'm glad you're showing yourself kindness. You're not going to stay and be devoured by that thing. That false loyalty. Okay. So, Five of Cups, those things that have been toppled, that have been treacherous, that have been pestilizing you. Let's make up some words. Let's get into some Gemini right here. That pestilence, that's where dragonfly spirit has come in. And there was a major one flying over me today. I mean, like bigger than the palm of my hand. Glittery and goldness and flying to check in over and over again and say, are you okay? Do you need my help? I'm here for you. Just let me know. Okay? I didn't know it seems odd like I'm up in woo-woo land, but I don't do woo-woo. I do woo-woo. And I was having tons of mosquitoes in the backyard. Like I couldn't even sit out there and enjoy it. And I kept seeing dragonflies around the front. And I live in a townhouse, so it's 2 stories. So they might not ever even find my backyard. And I was like, hey, I'm glad y'all are here, but the issue's really in the backyard. It'd be nice if you came and visited the backyard. And within 2 days, they sure did. They sure did, and they're all over the place back there now, offering me that respite and the ability to be in my backyard without being fed upon. It's time for you to regain your reputation. The value of your word, your dreams, your desires, your attention being set forward. And that's what I'm calling for right here. For the restoration of your name. Your good name. The good works, and not good like people think. No, good means being in the flow of the now. Just like the piano being tuned, when you go to play the music, it sounds good, right? Because it's tuned. So let's get you tuned, friend. Let's see what's over this 5 of Cups. We have judgment and strength. It's time to muster up your resolve and to know who you are. And things, when they try and push in and challenge you, they're trying to overtake your territory. It doesn't mean you have to converse and argue with them. No, it says move on. Move on, because this isn't about a full moon, y'all. This is about a whole moon. The back of our mind is like the screen that the projector moves on. What we see, it goes back there. It inverts itself to try and give us perspective so that we can decide what we want to view outwardly, how we want to proceed forward in our lives, what kind of cup we want to choose. And you're like, the rewards of this earth aren't enough. It's kind of like with my employer, you know, when I would bring things up because they've now hired 2 other women coming at different times of day, and somebody was throwing out all the food I just prepared, which, I mean, is a waste of their resources, the person I work for, his resources, and as my time and energy. And people go, well, it doesn't really matter, you know, you get paid. And I'm like, you couldn't pay me enough to sit here and to serve another human being, especially when I didn't have enough energy to feed and take care of myself, right? So I'm taking all I have and pouring it into that, and it was just being taken and riddled and destroyed and things like that. And it's like, And that's what we're saying here is you can't pay me enough to abide in that old nasty energy anymore. And that's why you like throwing it in reverse. You like, we going the other way. And this is like a secret superpower for you. People are like, oh, where are their eyes going? Where are they looking? You're like, I'm looking to my truth, my whole self, my whole consciousness, not just the left and the right, or the frontal, the conscious and the unconscious. I am the whole thing. It's wonkavating all over the place, friend, and that is your strength. That is your judgment, and your judgment is clarity. Keeping the screen clear. Washing your windshield, like if you're on a long trip, especially what is it, May, when the love bugs are out, oh my God. You might have to stop every 100 miles or so to squeegee your windshield, because those suckers get cooked on there and you cannot see. It begins to muck up your vision so much that it can create a disturbance. So when you start to feel things disturb you, it is a time to cleanse and clear, okay? In a short period of time, that vine is going to be eradicated wherever and all that came from, in order to suck you up and sponge up your energy so that you could be taken down and out. Thinking that you weren't much of a foe. You weren't much of a opponent. And you're like, I'm not here to oppose you or appease you. I'm here to move on from you. That's why you stand in here in your golden stag strength. Look at this beautiful crown and wreath of victory. Some of you may want to tune into Aquarius, because again, there was a beauty of that wreath and victory showing up there, but in the floral kingdom. This is showing up in the tree kingdom. There's oak, there's wisdom, there's power coming along here. So it's not just about... what were we talking about? Wisdom and strength coming in together. I don't know. It was one of the chit chats, but it was about the wisdom coming in also along with it. And this is the new generation, maybe something that has been building for quite a long time, since 17, 18 years ago. The last time the nodes were in this position that they're in, and those nodes are the things that can do this fugmuggery. They hatch up on you and they start getting you to do the work, and then they get you trapped in the work. That's that Job's tears type of energy going on, and you having to serve the vine, that ivy. Nope. We're not having any of that. But it's been building for a long time, and it is now time to emerge, time to soar, time to fly. So you show a dominant energy both on earth and in the air. So you might check out some of the earth and sign videos for the next few weeks, maybe some of the air sign videos for the next few weeks. The air signs seem to give you a lot of promise into the dark, because the moonflower is showing up here, letting you appreciate the The rest and the reflective time is something that's unctuous, something that's yummy. Maybe even get yourself a new pair of PJs or loungewear. Not saying you actually sleep in your pajamas, but something that feels good when you're sitting around relaxing and you're just like, oh yeah, how nice. I love me. I love me. That one small act of kindness towards yourself, friend, is a powerful move in disrupting and destructing this lifelong energy and lifelong up till now, because we interrupting that old programming, right? It's not going to continue on any longer. Now that you're aware, now that you know, you can't unknow it, can you? All right. I love that you're whole, flourishing and thriving. You're seeing with your whole mind. You're like, this back of my mind is for my dreams, my desires, my vision, my truth to come forward. And you are equipped, my friend, and you are ready. The time is now. Go do it. Bring your world to life. I clap and celebrate you right now. I look forward to hearing about it when you chat with me in the comments down below. And if you do me one little thing before you go, take your finger and tap that like button. I appreciate it. I love you. Bye.